All right, so the biggest shopping days of the year are here. I have got my list ready of things that I might be interested in buying, but I'm also open to suggestions that others might have. You know, anything's possible. Hopefully that's why you guys are here, to see some of the Black Friday deals that I have found. Now in the video today, we're gonna be going over a lot of smart home tech. I also wanna cover some home networking deals that I have found. And then I kind of have a category towards the end of just outside the box deals that I have found that I really liked and I want to bring to your attention. Now, if you are new to videos like this one, I do have an Amazon storefront where I'm going to be posting pretty much all of this stuff. I want to show you guys here, this is what it looks like, and it is going to have all of the deals. Now, this is just an example of what I'm going to have, but it's going to look very similar to this one. Also, something that is going to be new in this video this year is Google now has the ability for me to tag products in this video. So down here in the bottom corner, there's gonna be a little option that says products. Also, you're gonna be able to see it in the description below. As I am going through the video, every time I'm talking about a new product or category, a little box should pop up. If you guys are interested in the product, you can always go ahead and click on there too. That is just a different way to shop that is outside of Amazon. So if you're not an Amazon fan, go ahead and click on those links, and those will be for retailers like Walmart, Newegg, Home Depot, just other retailers that are out there if you're not an Amazon fan. But with that said, let's go ahead and dive into some of these brands that are having some amazing deals this holiday season. First up on our list is going to be SwitchBot. They are having a massive sale of up to 40% off on a ton of products, not only on their website, but also on Amazon. If you look here, it's gonna go through Cyber Monday, so these deals are up right now and are good through Monday, but they have a lot of deals that we can see down here, a lot of bundles deals too. So 35% off if you wanna pick up the blind tilt combo. We've got their brand new universal remote and matter combo. Scrolling down even further, we have got their new vacuum. So that's a pretty cool one that is available. That is the K10 Plus. And then I also want to specifically talk about the blind tilt. So this is one that I have done a dedicated video on if you guys want to know more about it. But this one right here is going to be 30% off. So if you do have those old windows that have like the stick adjuster where you can open and close the blinds, getting something like this will automatically do that for you. You can connect it to their hub, set up schedules. That's what I actually did at my parents' house. So in the morning, it's going to open up the blinds at a certain degree. Middle of the day, it open them up a little bit more. And then in the evening, as the sun's going down, it's gonna actually close the blinds for them. So that way they have a nice bright room, but they don't have to worry about closing those blinds at night. So this really is a cool device. And if we see right here, it also has a solar panel that you're gonna stick to the window. It'll keep that battery charged up. All right, next deal that I wanna talk about here is Narwal. So Narwal is having a big sale over on their website and over on Amazon. I actually did a review recently on their Frio Z Ultra. That is their new flagship robot vacuum. And if we take a look right here, normally this thing is $1,500. Now you're gonna be able to get it on sale for $1,100. So you're gonna get $400 off the new flagship robot/mop vacuum that they have. This one's really nice because it's got the clean and dirty water tanks. It's got a nice looking base station that it goes into, scrubbing pads on the back. It's got excellent obstacle avoidance on there too, and just kind of overall does a really good job of not only vacuuming and mopping, but looks good too. It's probably one of the better looking robot vacuums that are out there. Another brand having some good deals is U-Tec. So U-Tec has a lot of different products that they offer. Specifically, the ones that I wanted to bring up in this video are their smart locks. So I did a review on their U-Bolt Pro series a while back. It's probably one of my favorite locks. It had the best results when it came to fingerprint reading. Out of the long period of time that I actually used it and tested it out, I didn't have any issues using my fingerprint getting in the door, which is pretty unusual when I've tested out a lot of other locks. The two that I wanted to specifically bring up is going to be this one right here. So this is the U-Bolt Pro series. This is the one that I did do the review on that I liked a lot. Not only does it have that fingerprint reader right there in the middle, but it's got buttons all around the outside, and they're nice physical buttons that you can push as opposed to like the touchscreen type buttons that you're seeing in some of the other models out there. And then we've also got their brand new Bolt fingerprint. So this one here is going to be very similar to the last one, except for this one, you're also going to be seeing the keyhole for this one. Now, with the other one, it still does have a keyhole, but it is going to be underneath. You kind of have to hit a latch to open it up to see the keyhole. But on the new Bolt fingerprint, the keyhole is actually going to be right there on the front too. So another great lock, and this is one of the newer ones from U-Tec. All right, one of my favorite brands in lighting out there is going to be Govee. They just make some incredible RGB lighting that you can put all over your house now. I remember working with them 4, 5, maybe even 6 years ago when they were just a small company and even went by a different name back then. Now they are a massive company. They're doing amazing. I love working with them. In fact, next weekend, or actually this upcoming Saturday, I'm going to be decking out the house in as much Govee as possible, releasing that video in a couple weeks, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. But they have got some really cool stuff, and I've been seeing some other content creators posting things that just look absolutely beautiful. Primarily are going to be their new outdoor permanent lights. So they have a couple different versions of their permanent lights. This one right here is just kind of the regular permanent lights. One I would recommend if you need to have exact lengths or certain lengths, something that could be cut and then re-put together, I would recommend taking a look at their Pro series when you're looking at permanent lights. That's what I'll be installing at my house. But we've got things here for TV backlights. We have got the curtain lights. Curtain lights are super cool, and I'm actually going to be putting those across my garage door. So that is going to be a cool addition. We have got lamps, string lights, Christmas lights, icicles. They've got bush lights, just anything that you could imagine that you want, Govee has got you covered. So I recommend taking a look at just their entire Govee store. I'll have links in the description for a lot of these just kind of storefronts. So if you want to just hit like direct to the Govee storefront, you can just do that. So links will be in the description of this video for all of those. The next big brand out there that I wanted to mention is Aqara. Aqara is probably the smart home brand that I have the most in this house. They just work really well. All of their products seamlessly work together. You can either work it out of their actual app, which is very nice and well put together, or you can put it into other smart home ecosystems like Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and I believe it even goes into Apple's HomeKit, or I think it's called Apple Home now. But they're having a great deal on their smart locks. The presence sensor is a very popular one. So this one right here, 22% off of that presence sensor. We've got their different locks right here that are having 47% off of the U50, 43% off of the U100. Now the difference between those is that the U100 is going to have a fingerprint reader where the U50 does not. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. But I really like this lock because I can actually use my Apple Watch or my Apple phone for the Apple key to unlock the door and get in. So it's really nice not to have a key or use your fingerprint or anything like that. As soon as I get up, I just pull my watch right up to it. It unlocks the door and I am in. Now, to really make this work well together, you are going to want to take a look at getting one of the Aqara hubs. This one right here, the M2 is a nice one. They also have a newer one, the M3, which I don't see right now, but you guys can take a look at that. And then we've got all of their other accessories here. So temperature sensors, water leak sensors, pretty much anything you need, Aqara is going to have you covered, and it's nice to have everything in just one ecosystem, and this is the one that I use. Now, the next thing that we've got going on here is Flic. So Flic make these really tiny little buttons that are kind of like 3 buttons in one, but they're smart home buttons that you can integrate into Amazon Alexa and set up home automations and different things through there. So you have the one click, the double click, and then the push and hold. So you can actually get 3 different functions out of one button. But they're having a sale up to 45% off. They like to bundle their things together. So if we look through here, you can pick up a 6-pack of the buttons. Now you do have to have one of these hubs. So if you're brand new to Flic, make sure you're getting one of these kits that have the hub with it. And then from there, you can go ahead and add all of your buttons. They do come in black and white, so you have a couple of different options here. And they also have this called the twist. So they got the Flic twist, which is not only a button, but something you can actually turn a dial for. So that one's on sale too, if you get everything, like I mentioned, bundled up. But these are really nice. They're double-sided sticky on the back, and I kind of have them scattered all over my house. Next thing up that I want to talk about here is Lutron. Lutron is probably one of the biggest names out there when it comes to smart switches. They have their own little hub that is controlled inside of your house, so it's not connecting to the cloud at all, which is really nice. If your internet goes down, all of your automations are still going to work. But they are also having some sales, 20% off, 22% off, which is really good. Typically, Lutron, I would say over the years, does not do sales. They really haven't been participating in any kind of sales. I guess when you're kind of the biggest name on the block, you don't really need to. But I like that we're seeing a few sales from them right here. So you can pick up, just a dimmer switch and a remote, or you can pick up something if you're brand new to the system, get something like this here that has their little smart hub inside of it. So that's a great option right there. If we take a look at this one right here, this is a good one. It's going to have 2 dimmer switches, 2 remotes, and the hub. 20% off. So you pick that up for $135, and that is going to include essentially 4 switches. You're gonna get 2 switches and 2 remotes. So pretty nice deal right there. Next thing that I want to talk about is an air purifier from AirVersa. So I did a review on this one a little while ago, and this one's pretty cool because you can actually sync it up into your smart home. It works with Amazon Alexa, and it does work in the Apple Home ecosystem, but this one's cool because I do have it set up to a sensor, a motion sensor that's here in this room. So anytime I walk into the room, it's automatically going to kick on the air purifier to run at a certain speed. And when I leave the room and it detects nobody's in this room for more than 10 minutes, it's just automatically gonna kick it off. It's cool too because it does have an auto feature. So as it detects that the air is getting worse, it'll actually boost up its speed and power to clean the air faster. And it has the ring on top, which will indicate how bad the air quality is. So green is good, yellow, orange is bad, and red is very bad. But that kind of gives you an idea of the current air quality in your room and how fast this thing can clean it up. One thing I would mention too with any air purifier, make sure that you are opening up that filter in there and taking off the plastic. It seems like a lot of people are forgetting or not realizing that it is covered in plastic, that air filter, so you do have to take that off if you want this thing to actually work. All right, now I want to switch over to some home networking options that I have seen. This one right here is the ASUS Zen Wi-Fi Pro. This is their ET12. This one right here is a mesh Wi-Fi 6. Definitely something that I'd recommend if you are looking to upgrade your home network, at least get Wi-Fi 6E or Wi-Fi 7. And that is because with the 6E and newer, it's going to allow you to use a brand new 6 gigahertz signal that is designed to be used inside of residential areas now and is going to essentially be a bigger lane for all of your smart home gear to talk on. So at least Wi-Fi 6E or 7 is what I recommend. This one right here is a Wi-Fi 6E. This is a dual pack right here, as you can see, and it covers up to 6,000 square feet. One thing I really like about ASUS is that you do not need to also invest in any kind of subscription for extra features. A lot of the other brands out there, you have the option of doing extra security or parental controls or different protection packages that are part of their software, but those are usually locked behind a subscription fee. But not with ASUS. ASUS is going to be a little bit more expensive upfront for their gear, but all of their software that they provide is free of charge. It just comes included with the purchase, which is something that I really like to see. This one right here, 32% off, and I think is a great starter pack or an upgrade pack if you are looking to upgrade your home network. Now, if this is something that might be a little bit out of your budget, I would take a look at this one right here. This is their Nighthawk Tri-Band. This is also Wi-Fi 6E, which I like to see. This one is a 3-pack, covers 7,500 square feet. And the reason that this one is a little bit cheaper is that the network speeds on it aren't going to be as fast. So it's gonna be a little bit slower. I mean, granted, this thing is plenty fast enough for most people out there. Unless you're a hardcore gamer or maybe you have a home office or something where you're gonna do a lot of data transferring, this one is gonna be absolutely fine for you. If you need something with a little bit more juice, then maybe look at upgrading to this one right here, which is the ET12 that we just took a look at. But if you're streaming 4K stuff, either one of these devices is going to be fine. Now, if you really wanna go all out and get the big boy right here, this is the Netgear Orbi 970 series. This is the quad band. This is the Cadillac of home networking. This thing is probably too much for 95% of the people out there, but if you want to go all out on something, this is going to be the way to go. This one is 15% off. We're going to be getting quad band, meaning that we are going to be having 4 different bands for your devices to connect to. This one also is Wi-Fi 7, so ultra fast lightning speed. This one also has a 10 gig network on it, which most people aren't even at these days. But if you're looking to go all out, this is what I would recommend. Another one that I'd want to bring up here, which is kind of cool, is a travel router. If you guys don't know what a travel router is, definitely go check out the video that I did a few months ago on travel routers. Something like this, you're gonna get set up at your house, all of your devices connected to it, and now when you're traveling, all you have to do is plug this thing in, get this device online, and then all the other devices you bring will automatically connect to this and get you up and running. If you have a lot of devices, if your kids have a lot of devices, when you go traveling, instead of connecting each individual one to the Wi-Fi in the hotel or the Airbnb, connect this one device and all of your devices will connect to this. In addition to that, you've got things like VPN connection. You can set up a VPN connection like private internet access, which is the one that I use, which will help you spoof your location. So when I took it to Mexico, I told it that I was actually back in the States to be able to get access to certain things. It's a pretty cool device and something that is on sale right now, 38% off. Like I said, if you're not familiar with this, definitely go check the video out on this one. All right, now there are a few more honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about, things that are not necessarily in your smart home, but cool things that you should be aware of. First up here is we have got a lot of things from Sony. Now, I am a big Sony fan. I have been my whole life. Every electronic that my dad ever bought growing up was a Sony brand. That's all we bought. And so because of that, I'm just a Sony purist. It's like a sneakerhead loving Nike. I love Sony stuff, but they're having a great sale on a lot of their different products. This is just their Amazon storefront that is going to show you just a lot of things and the sales that they have going on. But there are a few that I wanted to point out from their audio line of stuff. First thing right here is their neck speakers. Now these things are really cool. I just did a video last week on these, how they worked, what to expect from them, kind of answering a lot of frequently asked questions that I have seen on these guys. But these are on sale. They just came out last year, or actually this year, I think. They're already 34% off. I've got 2 pairs of them, and you can control them individually as far as the volume. You can still sit next to somebody. It's going to shoot audio up into your ears where you're going to hear it nice and loud, and in surround sound where people who are sitting around you are really barely going to hear it at all. So you can turn the TV volume completely off and just use those. You can have the TV volume just up a little bit. You can control the volumes individually on the TV or on 2 different devices if you got the whole setup for that. But they're pretty cool and something that I would recommend checking out. The next thing I want to talk about here is the Sony Bravia Theater Bar 9. This thing is an absolute beast. This is what I have downstairs, and right now it's on sale for 29% off. This is their flagship soundbar. Also here we have got one of their wireless speakers. This is the Sony Alt Field 1. This is the one that's kind of my go-to. I use it all around the house when we're traveling. It's just a great size for traveling, but also has an amazing sound. This is part of their Alt line, which adds a little bit of extra bass to it, which I really like. It's got a little Alt button on top, and overall this is just a great all-around speaker. 25% off of this one. And then we've got the Sony XM5s. This is their big flagship wireless noise canceling headphones. This one is 25% off, and you can get it in several different colors down here too. A couple more things that I wanted to bring up. We have got Ecoflow. Now Ecoflow is just having an absolutely massive sale right now across the board on their website, on Amazon, just going all out. If you are interested in any of the Ecoflow stuff and with the incredible deals that they're having right now, I actually just released a Black Friday video dedicated just to Ecoflow, going over some of the deals that they're having. I have a promo code in there that's going to get you an additional savings if you do purchase anything from their website or from Amazon. So if this is something that you are interested in or want to look into, I know we had a lot of big storms on the East Coast where people lost a lot of power. So anything that you might be interested in here, watch the other video that I did and make sure you grab that promo code from that video too. Last thing I want to talk about here is Dreo. They do a lot of home appliances. So I actually just did a video on these guys a couple weeks ago on a space heater where I kind of really put it to the test. We threw it in a fire, we kicked it over, we wrapped it tight in a blanket and turned the heater all the way up. Kind of a fun little video that the kids and I did and played around with. Like I said before, go ahead and check that one out if you guys want to check that one out too. But they're having a lot of good sales on a lot of their brands and stuff like that. All right, sorry this video has gone as long as it has. Hopefully you guys got some good deals out of this. Make sure that you check out the little product link down here if you want to shop outside of the Amazon network, or if you're looking for just shopping in Amazon, which a lot of you guys do. Be sure to check the link in the description. That's going to have my Amazon storefront. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. If so, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.